Can I use a Bluetooth device for hands-free operation when operating a base station? Well, follow me through this video and see what I found out. It's very unusual for an HF transceiver to have a Bluetooth input facility, but the Yaesu FTX-1 Optima has that facility, which should enable you to use a Bluetooth device for hands-free operation. So let's take a look. Yes, Bluetooth devices are usually reserved for HF portable operation like the IC705 or the BU-6 etc. But the FTX-1 Optima, which is both a 100-watt transceiver, and if you take the head unit off or just purchase the head unit, you've got the FTX-1 field. It does enable you to use a hands-free headset. So I decided to try the Yaesu BT-20 Bluetooth headset because I thought, well, that would give me hands-free operation when I'm out, perhaps portable also, perhaps when I'm operating from the base station at home. So I thought I'd give it a try and see how it worked out. Now, the first thing I found out, of course, was that it's not Bluetooth ready unless you buy the little optional adapter, which I'll explain now, and that attaches to the side of the transceiver. Only produces a slight bulge, but anyway, you do need to purchase that first of all. On the right hand side of the radio is a plastic cover, and if you put your fingernail underneath the bottom of the cover, you can lever it off. You need to purchase and fit the little BU-6 module, which comprises the module itself and also a replacement cover, which has got a slight bulge on it to allow that module to fit underneath it. Here you see the BU-6 unit fitted into the side of the receiver, and all we need to do now is to fit the new replacement cover. The Yaesu BT-20 headset that I'm using comes with an internal battery and a USB charging lead and a range of different ear pieces or ear adapters to suit different size ears, etc. In order to connect the device, we need to go into the FTX-1 menu system, select General Settings, and then go down to Options. At the bottom you'll see Bluetooth, and then where it says Connect, press Connect, and it will quickly find your headset. On the audio choice, I selected FIX because that gives me audio from the transceiver and not just from the earpiece. The reason I set it up in this way was because what I wanted was to have a hands-free simple mic system which would be okay for out and about operation and also the base station operation. I thought, well, if I can have something on my ear like that, it's quite a low cost hands-free way of operating base station as well. Now this earpiece has basically just two controls. On the left here you've got a little pad which you press, and that has two main functions. One is if you hold it in for 2 or 3 seconds it switches it on. If you hold it for 2 or 3 seconds it switches it off. Once it's on, if you tap it, that puts your transceiver into the transmit mode. You press it again, you're back to receive mode. And then on the top there you've got like a rocker which is to adjust the volume on receive, but as I say, I've really set this up so I'm not too worried about the audio, although I have tested it, it's okay, but I don't need any audio really in my earpiece. I just want to use the microphone as a hands-free method of operation. An alternative, of course, would be to use Vox. I personally don't really enjoy using Vox, but if you wanted to use Vox, you could use Vox. You would have to go into the menu system and make sure that the Vox system was set up to respond to Bluetooth and not to the microphone. You can set this little earpiece up for either right or left ear. You can easily pull that off and turn it round, so there's no problem there at all. It's quite comfortable. I didn't bother with the actual little ear pads that go into the ear because I wasn't too worried about the audio coming from there. But if you are wanting to use this to listen to as well, then one of those pads plugged in there will actually help. But it's quite comfortable. You don't really know you've got it. When I first operated this, set it up, I got reports of quite bassy response, and when I listened on the radio, sure enough, the response was quite bassy. I think probably this would be fine for FM operation, but for SSB it does need some adjustment, and that is achieved by going into the menu system on the FTX-1 and making the necessary adjustments. Now, the adjustments are done in something called the equalizer EQ section, and there's a lot of controls there that you can fiddle about with, and you could get yourself in a bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the settings that I ended up with. Basically what I did is I reduced quite significantly the bass response, and then the mid response I boosted a bit. I think I left the treble alone. I'll show you on the screen the final settings. I would say that the settings are for my voice, and this is one of the things you have to remember when you're adjusting EQ on any radio, that the setting that somebody else finds good may not be the ones for your voice. You do need to find the best setting yourself. But I use the monitor section of the FTX Optima with a pair of headphones, and that got me pretty close to what I found was optimum. So I'm going to put up on the screen now the settings that I ended up with. I ended up adjusting all three EQ sections. First of all, the bass I reduced to a level of -10, centered on 200 Hz, and leaving the bandwidth at the default 10 on all three equalization sections. The mid-range I set to +6 at 800 Hz, and the treble +5 at 2200 Hz. That equalization setting is switched on and off via the main menu, so make sure it's switched on if you want it to be active. If you want to monitor the adjustments you're making, strangely enough, you have to go to the second page of the main menu, which is primarily CW. But anyway, that's where the monitor setting is. Switch that on and set the level. Well, how does it work? Well, it works pretty well, actually. Once I'd made these equalization adjustments, it was pretty close to the handheld microphone. Do remember, as I said just now, that you must switch the equalization on from the main menu. But yeah, it worked okay. The only thing I would say is that because the microphone is not directly in front of your mouth, there is a little bit of ambience coming through. Depends on the room, but it's not really a problem. And it is nice to be able to operate hands-free. So many of us now operate with electronic logs or looking at QRZ, etc., where you really need both hands to key in whatever you're trying to look at, trying to monitor, or trying to lay down in an electronic log page. So it is handy to have the hands-free operation, and it works quite well. And of course, it's quite economical, really. It's not overly expensive. It also means to say, of course, that you can use this with the FTX-1 field if you're out, perhaps POTA or whatever it is. And again, you need to be hands-free to enter the log. So yeah, it's quite good. I'll just show you a couple of clips now of me operating this. And by the way, I switched on the linear amplifier as well, just to make sure there was no interference. There doesn't seem to be any problem with Bluetooth when you're running. I was running about 500 watts, so it doesn't seem to be a problem there either. Yeah, so Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor, name's Peter, QDH is Hot Clear 6 5 and 9 plus, from Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. Okay, Clive, take care, nice to work with you for the first time. Cheers. Yeah, okay, Mark, M0JCF G30JV. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, that's the proper way to do it. M0JCF Golf 3 Oscar Juliet Victor. Well, there we are. It worked very well, actually. As I said earlier on, the actual EQ settings will have to be for your particular voice. As regards the bandwidth, I'd leave that as the default 10. If you start to mess about with that, it can get quite complicated because it narrows the bandwidth and the whole adjustment becomes quite complex. So I just concentrate on the frequency of the particular EQ section and the gain. And if you monitor it in headphones, I think you'll get the general idea. What you're trying to do is to get as close as you can with the microphone that comes with the radio. Don't forget, of course, that the EQ only takes effect when you go into the main menu and select EQ on. If you don't select it, all the EQ settings that you make won't actually be functional at all. The other thing I found out is that if you have the handheld microphone connected to the transceiver and you use the PTT button on the microphone, that microphone immediately becomes the prime audio input to the transceiver. If you press the PTT on the earpiece, then that becomes the prime input to the transceiver. So you can actually swap between the earpiece and the microphone just by grabbing the microphone, pressing the PTT button. So it's quite handy. You've got a choice of two inputs there. So all in all, it worked okay. I didn't have any problems. Vox, I don't get on with Vox very well, and I don't think Vox is used that much actually. But anyway, if you rely on the PTT, the other thing I would say is there's a slight delay when you press the PTT or the transmit button on the earpiece. There is about 200 or 300 milliseconds delay before the transmitter comes on, and likewise when you press it to go back to receive, there's about 200 or 300 milliseconds delay there. That's not too much of a problem unless you're in a contest, and then probably you want to use the hand mic because of the delay there. But apart from that, it's very, very nice to have hands-free, have a natter with somebody, and you can be working on the computer, filling in the log or whatever you want to do, hands-free. So there we are. That's how it worked for me, and maybe it will give you some idea of whether this sort of system is right for you. Have a look at it, see what you think. In the meantime, you take care, enjoy your ham radio. Thanks for your support on this channel. Thanks for your support at Waters and Stanton. Enjoy ham radio. As usual, look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.